So looks like it'll be Germany, Canada, Hong Kong, and United States fighting for the right to place.
Yeah, I mean, some of these teams do have a bit of a steep hill to climb. Some of these teams are still pretty good. I mean, I don't think there's going to be many more easy matches left.
There's only
I
6
think
teams.
we're done with those.
6 teams left. 6 teams left. Not a lot of teams. It's the best of the best now.
Yeah, it all comes down to them, really.
Do you have any predictions for next week?
Hard to say. Even I'm a bit unsure about how the Taiwan versus Japan match will go. Although, like, objectively speaking, in all likelihood, probably Japan's gonna win. But hey, we never know. Taiwan has put up some incredibly ridiculous plays in their path to getting where they are right now. So hard to say, really. Japan has yet to concede a single point, though. Maybe this will be the point where they, lose that winning streak.
Yeah, well, I think for now we'll have a quick recap of the weekend events before we move on to the much aspired showcase. So, to start off, we had one of the closer matches of the weekend, actually, South Korea vs France, which was a pretty good one. And, I mean, I thought that was a pretty good match indeed, actually. Did you both see that one?
Yeah, it was like a rematch, wasn't it? Because South Korea and France actually did face in the group stage, and Korea was able to win that for free. So France had a chance to take revenge, but unfortunately they weren't strong enough to beat South Korea here.
Yeah, they did pull out 3 points, though, so definitely take nothing away from them. They fought hard, but in the end, it just wasn't quite enough.
Yeah, we saw a few of the more, I think it's one of the few matches we actually did see To Love Me or Die For You as well.
Yeah, we did see that one in there.
Then again, that was one of the long ones as well, so there was a lot more maps being picked up, so. Some of the bands were quite interesting as well. I mean, like, France banning out the double time was interesting because they have quite a few good speed players, don't they?
Yeah, they do, but I don't think they were that confident with that particular pick against South Korea, which is, I guess, understandable.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that is a good point. Alright, so up next, we had... Oh, I cannot remember. Poland versus Hong Kong. There we go. Making myself. Would you like to talk a bit about this one since you were part of that?
Alright, so this was actually quite... even though the score was like one-sided, like Hong Kong did win 6-0 against Poland, initially it was actually very shaky because Hong Kong only had 3 players to start off with because all the rest of our players we didn't know where they were. So it was myself, Sing2 and 6 and Chocola who had to hold the fort until other players managed to come back. And yeah, once they came back, then our confidence returned. But Poland definitely put up a very good fight here. And they had a right idea banning Aragami because we did have we had 2 strong players who were capable of playing that. As seen in the match today against South Korea, we banned Sync to Deep Sea World because we can't play Hard Rock. So yeah, it was closer than you think, I would say. Poland definitely did put up a very good fight.
I'm a little surprised that teams haven't learned to ban double time against you yet.
Yeah, you'd think with the unbeaten record that they have, they'd have picked up on that by now.
Yeah, but, I mean, hey, maybe something for the finals. We shall have to see. But, I mean, again, a lot of these picks were pretty standard. I mean, Caliborn, we saw quite a lot. Tokusato Momimi, we saw quite a bit. Cyberspark, Veritas. Quite a few good ones. But we should also be moving on very shortly to Chile versus Australia. Already up, excellent. So that actually saw a pretty similar band with Sing to the Deep Sea World as well. We saw a few of the more uncommon picks as well. Again, we've got Talamia Daffy, which was not exactly loved as much as some of the maps, but we also saw a lot more common stuff. Aragami, Teresa Tomimi, Veritas, Freya. I mean, the match itself was another one of the really close ones. I mean, it went to 6-3, and I think that still could have gone either way. I think Australia definitely did have a chance at that one, but it just kind of slipped away.
Yeah, they did get close on a couple of occasions, and they did pick quite intelligently, I guess. They managed to win a couple suicide picks, managed to win one of their own picks. So they tried their hardest, and they might have been able to edge it out, but I guess it just wasn't their day.
Yeah, I mean, if the map pool was a little bit more in their favour, they definitely could have been a different match. But I mean, even if they maybe just picked a little bit better or put in that extra bit of practice, that really could have gone a lot differently.
For sure.
But yeah, I mean, Australia's still did really well to get this far. I mean, props to them.
They've never made it out of round of 16, I believe. So semis. Yes, I mean, no, actually, they've never made it out of qualifiers. I'm not actually sure. I do believe they've always been eliminated fairly early on. But yeah, definitely props to Australia there.
Yeah. So next up, we had Spain versus Germany, which was I think the first sweep.
Yeah, I think so.
First sweep? Oh, no, Poland versus Hong Kong.
Yeah, Poland versus Hong Kong, right.
Yeah, Hong Kong was the first one, and then we had Germany versus Spain, so it's second sweep. It was actually a pretty one-sided match. I mean, we definitely saw a few more, what was it? Uncommon picks. This is the first time we saw ++, which I believe was the last map to get picked up.
Yeah.
So, no, it was Long Wake 3, I believe.
I don't think they played Long Wake 3 in that match.
No, I think Longwood Wake had been picked before that. Let me check, actually. No, yes, no, it's the next one. Yeah, because ++ got picked this one, and then Long Wake 3 got picked in the next match.
Oh, alright.
And that's when we had the 100% pick rate. Okay, so this was getting close to this. Was like the first time we had seen Hidden Mark. So it was still a bit of a step forward in getting everything picked up. I'm actually wondering, like, had Spain got this far as well before? I think they were a similar position to Australia, where I don't generally think they get that far. But yeah, I think for now we will move on to what could have been considered one of the better matches, but sadly it didn't really turn out that way. I mean, on pen and paper, Japan versus Canada would have been a really good match, but I mean, it's Japan.
Yeah, Canada with a strong squad. I mean, especially even compared to previous years, but just Japan is basically all that needs to be said. Really, they were unbelievable.
I mean, Canada definitely did put up a good fight. I mean, there were a few maps they could have easily gotten the point on, but it just wasn't meant to be.
Well, they say history repeats itself, and that's been proven time and time again throughout the TWC, so what can you do?
Alright, so it looks like I did make a mistake. Oh dear. Okay, so I think we'll move on to the next one. And the next one we did see was Taiwan versus United States. Now that was a bit more of a closer match. I believe that one was 6-2.
Yeah, I think that was 6-2.
Yeah, USA managed to get 2 points in Fremont, right? Undefeated in Fremont.
Yes. They're definitely one of the better free mod teams along with Germany. Although Germany does actually have a better track record with free mod. I mean, yeah, this was definitely a really good match, and I was looking forward to this one, so I'm kind of glad that it wasn't a 6-0.
Yeah, it's always good to see some, counter, some fight back, rather than a complete sweep.
A nice variety of maps as well. I mean, we've got a few no mods, we've got double time, hidden, free mod, hard rock. We've got a bit of everything actually. I'm actually wondering if this was one of the more versatile matches in terms of picks. What do you think?
I guess you could say that. I mean, it's not like we saw the same things picked over and over again, mind. So we did see some variety here and there. So
I know, but like in this particular, we've got like a little bit of literally everything except for the tiebreaker. So,
well, I mean, yeah, I suppose we didn't see the T-Paz Light songs as much, for example. So yeah, it was good to see a couple of those.
Alright, anyway, so moving on, we saw the first of today's matches, or today's block of matches. We saw Hong Kong versus South Korea, which I will gladly admit I was very wrong about. Very, very wrong about.
Yeah, Hong Kong did manage to take that 6-2. South Korea put up a fight, and by no means was it a one-sided contest. As Magnomizer himself would tell you, the Hong Kong went in almost without a plan. They had an hour to improvise, but they did very well, played very well as a cohesive unit, and edged out South Africa. Korea. See, again,
Africa.
Every time.
Every time.
God damn it.
It's going to be like your staple now, dude. It's going to be what you're going for. Yeah, so Magnomizer, you did talk a bit about the match earlier. Anything else you want to add on to this one?
Well, not really. I just say we did lose a player early on, like an hour before the match, and so it was kind of a bit hectic. And South Korea definitely prepared well for this match and put up a very good fight. But I guess we were just more prepared and a bit more lucky, I guess.
Yeah, how did your strategy actually change? Because you did talk about it, so like, what was the actual big change?
Well, we would have focused more on hidden, but we lost one of our hidden players, so we couldn't really do that anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you do lose one of your big hidden players,
and then there were other songs that we had slated John to play. But then we ended up like, oh crap, now he's not playing, so who's going to play that song? Who's going to play this song? So all the picks that we had planned, and then some picks were like, oh, we thought like, oh, we could win with this, and then now we're not so sure because John isn't here to carry, if you will. Something like that.
Yeah. Cool. Well, moving on to the last match, which we just saw, which was of course Chile versus Germany. The match we just saw, and yeah, I mean, I don't think there was too much to say about this one. We did definitely think this one was going to come down to the third place from each team, but I mean, Germany just too strong.
Yeah, Chile did try their best, but Germany in the end managing to take it by a sizable margin, particularly on some maps. It wasn't a complete shutout by any means, but they were the better team in the end, no doubt about it.
I mean, I will admit, I was quite surprised when Chile did get the point on Freya.
Yeah, considering Germany had won the previous 2 free mods, it did come a bit out of left field, but I'm glad they did get that one victory.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, it was a pretty good one, so always good to see at least a 6-1 rather than a complete 6-0. And because of that, we also got to see Long Wake 3, so I mean, I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, I'm satisfied.
But yeah, so that actually does wrap up all of the matches for the semi-finals. So the only thing left to do is show you our wonderful final map pool. The final map pool.
I've just seen it, and let me tell you, it is harder than anything you could have possibly imagined. Galaxy Collapse tiebreaker, please. Like,
without any spoilers, what's your initial thought?
what was my initial thought
Yeah.
about the map pool? Well,
Yeah.
as predicted earlier, I did say I'd expect to see some really high-level maps, some SV gimmicks, and looking at it, some of these are truly nightmarish. Yeah, like high BVM,
Cannot wait.
high density, really like lots of 1/6/1/4, really complicated stuff. And yeah, the map pool does not disappoint. In fact, I believe it delivers it in spades.